And of course, we would like to introduce our very distinguished and honorable Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh, who is taking the time to teach us his very valuable knowledge. Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh is a former associate professor of psychology at the University Imam Muhammad Ibn Riyadh, KSA, one of the renowned scholars in Islamic psychology in the Arabic world. He is author of papers and books: Arabic book, Introduction to Islamic Psychology, A Perspective on Islamic Rooting of Islamic Psychology, first edition 1999, forward by Professor Malik Badri himself. Jazakallah khair so much. So, yes, moving on, I think we can start sharing the slides for Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh. And inshallah, Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh, I would like to give the floor to you and you can start the session.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. Again and again, I offer my thanks and my praise to international for students. Jazakallah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for giving me this chance to speak about Islamic psychology. Today's session is the last session in English, but in Arabic, we have 2 more sessions, inshallah, and weeks coming. In the previous lectures, I mentioned that the Islamic cognitive framework has 4 pillars, and I talked about 2 of them. And today I am going to talk about the remaining 2, which are the perception of society and the perception of the existence of the universe. Perception of society, we need to talk about the society in Western perception as it is in social sciences. And my role here was not to talk about the society in details, but I want to mention which is related to our mission to Islamic psychology and to psychology itself or social sciences. Perhaps the most prominent negative features of Western society are 3. First, the dominance of individual philosophy over society. Second, the relationships within the society are based on competition and conflict. Third, ethics and morals are not based on religion or based on something spiritual, and they are not common, but they are specific to certain society, to certain people, and these ethics are made of people. The dominance of individuality over society, we can see it as follows. Exaggerating self-esteem and independence and rejecting the domination of any authority over it, even if it is the authority of the parents. The Western society now rejecting or the individual, to be specific, the Western individual rejects any kind of authority over him to affect in his mind, to affect in his decision, to give him guidance. There is exaggerating of individuality and self-esteem or independence. Second, underestimating the family and underestimating the marriage by which the family is established. Third, legalization of family and marriage marginalization movements like homosexuality and lesbian and last, supporting homosexuality movements and presenting them to society as a normal and acceptable behavior. Also, we can see marginalization of the institutional of social control. This is the result. The destruction of family and social relations in the West. And inflation of the individual at the expense of the group. Relationships within society are based on competition and conflict. I'll give some lights on it. The predominance of the concept of satisfying needs over others fueled individualism and competition among members of society. Competition is high, conflict is high within the society. Inflating material gains at the expense of the social values or even spiritual values. The role of capitalism is in fueling individualism and conflict. Everything become material. The relationship between individuals or among the society and the values. Everything is measured by materials, by money, by relationships, and people's values are measured by material values. About ethics in society is called, we call it وضعية in Arabic, but I don't know how can I say it in English. I couldn't find a right translation. I am sure there is translation in it, but I blame myself, not others. Ethics is linked to religion in a normal society and right way. Ethics is linked to religion on the one hand, as it is its basis, and on the other hand, it is linked to nature or fitra, as it dictates and requires. Behavior is driven by two factors: belief in the legality of action, and this comes from religion. The behavior I am doing now is right, is legal, is rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether the individual Muslim or non-Muslim, or he believes when he do something good, he believes in the reward from God. This is the normal thinking, in the normal society. And this is driven, as I said, from religion. The second, the instinctive or the fitra requirement for the action. The nature of the person requires of him and drives him to do good, to act morally, to be nice with others, to make ihsan, this is our nature. This is the nature. This is our nature. But when the ethics changed and moved from this area to materials area, we found nothing about these things. It is for that reason that the individual behaves morally because he makes him act regardless of society acceptance of the behavior. The secularization of morals make morals lose its power and social impact. When the ethics become secularized, morals loses its power and social impact. The West taught morals when it separated it from religion and eliminated the elements of beliefs in the unseen as a system of morals. The alternative to religious morals became morals that the group agreed upon. Now we are going to talk about some postulates, some musallamat in the Islamic conception of society. First, relationship between members of society are based on cooperation and the reduction of all types of competition, except for the competition in goodness and virtue. And the rule or the base for that is that people are brothers. Material competition, the competition for the presidency or the competition, all kind of competition in Islam is are reduced, except the competition for akhirah, for the hereafter, for ibadah, for second, getting to know people is one of the goals of human society. Getting to know people is one main goal for human society. Third, people are equal. Fourth, cooperating in good and not in sin or evil. Fifth, the greatest purpose of human society is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Six, relationships between people are based on integration and harnessing or taskhir. Seventh, society is based on social control. To control, to promote good and to reduce or to eliminate evil from the society. Eight, respect the privacy of others. Nine, all people are commanded to do good deeds. And this is part of our nature. To do good deeds is part of our nature. 10th, justice is supreme summit in society that must not be exceeded in any way. 11th, respect for private property. And last, a society without an emir or a president or is not valid or is not okay. It's not okay. Any society needs, any group of people needs a head. So a group in working and in the work area or in city or as in or in a country. Let us look at the first one. Relationship between members of society are based on cooperation and the reduction of all types of competition, except for competition in goodness and virtue. A great rule in relations between members of society, which is believers are brothers, al-mu'minuna ikhwah. Even if they differ and fight, even if I have some disagreement or fighting with others in the Muslim society, they are still my brothers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون. The believers are but brothers, so make peace between your brothers and fear God. Surah Al-Hujurat. Second, reduce competition. Reduce competition. Islam called for the reduction of all types of earthly competition, preserving brotherhood among the believers. The Prophet ﷺ said, والله ما الفقر أخشى عليكم ولكني أخشى أن تبسط عليكم الدنيا كما بسطت على من كان قبلكم فتنافسوها كما تنافسوها وتهلككم كما أهلكتهم. متفق عليه. Narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. Rasulullah ﷺ said, by God, it is not poverty that I fear for you, but I fear that the wealth will be abundant for you as it was abundant for those before you, so that you may compete for it as they competed for it, and it will destroy you as it destroyed them. So competition in Islam is not promoted. I mean competition for dunya, for wealth. For yes, we need to work. We need to get money. We need to get wealth. But it is not a matter of competition. There is difference between to go and work and to compete and to look at others what they are doing and try to compete them and overcome them. And no, this is a result of capitalism, not Islam. عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص رضي الله عنه مع الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال أنه قال إذا فتحت عليكم فارس والروم أي قوم أنتم؟ قال عبد الرحمن بن عوف نقول كما أمرنا الله. قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم أو غير ذلك تتنافسون ثم تتحاسدون ثم تتدابرون ثم تتباغضون أو نحو ذلك ثم تنطلقون في مساكن المهاجرين فتجعلون بعضهم على رقاب بعض. He said, if Persia and Romans were conquered for you, which people are you? This is a question by Rasulullah to some of his companions. Said Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, we say as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us. Rasulullah said, or otherwise, you compete, then you envy, then you distancing from your brothers, then you hate each other. The 4 steps are the result of competition, to have competition will direct you to conflict, and to direct you to hasad or envy, to direct you to cutting your social relation with other people around you. The competition for presidency or for leadership, what about it? The Prophet ﷺ said, O Abdul Rahman, do not ask for leadership. For if you give it to it on a matter, it is entrusted to it. And if you give it to it for a different matter, you help it. إذا أخذتها غير متطلع لها سوف تعان عليها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. But if you got it with eagerness, with something on your side, you want to become over people, you will not be helped and you will not be guided. Relationship between members of society are based on cooperation and reducing all types of competition except for competition in goodness and virtue. Rasulullah said, 2 hungry wolves sent into a barn would spoil it more than a person's desire for money and honor for his religion. So the competition is not something good for our society or for individual. And I mean competition for dunya. Preserving the brotherhood of faith. It was mentioned in the Sunnah that it is forbidding the sale of a brother over his brother's sale, and the engagement of over his brother's betrothal. On the authority of Uqbah ibn Amir, radiallahu anhu, Messenger Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the believer is the brother of the believer. So it is not permissible for a believer to be bought in exchange for his brother's sale, nor he is engaged in the sermon of his brothers until he leaves, narrated by Muslim. Second, getting to know people is one of the goals of human society. This is one main goal for us to be on the earth, is to know each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. All people, we created you from male and female and made you into nations and tribes so that the sight of God that God knows, so that you may know each other. People are equal. يا أيها الناس إن ربكم واحد يا أيها الناس إن ربكم واحد وإن أباكم واحد ألا لا فضل لعربي على عجمي ولا عجمي على عربي ولا لأحمر على أسود ولا لأسود على أحمر إلا بالتقوى إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم ألا هل بلغت قالوا بلى يا رسول الله قال فليبلغ الشاهد الغائب. This is a speech said by Rasulullah sallam during al-Hajj, during Hajj in Arafah. Rasulullah said, "O people, your Lord is one and your Father is one, so that there is no preference for an Arab over an non-Arab, nor a non-Arab over an Arab, nor for a red over a black, nor for a black over a red, except with piety. The most honorable of you with God is the most pious of you. أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم." Fourth, cooperating in what is good and not in sin or evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. In current society, people cooperate only over for their benefits. Sometimes the benefit include or means to be unjust with others. This is forbidden in Islam. You have to cooperate on good and right and not something cause harm to others. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. And cooperate in righteousness and piety, and do not cooperate in sin and aggression, and fear God, for God is severe in punishment. Now we come to last section, perception of the existence of the universe, and I am going to just count them without any explanation. The universe is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Almighty, and it has a beginning and an end. Second, the universe itself, the universe worships God, worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. Third, existence consists of two parts: the world of the unseen and the world of the witnessed or the seen. Life is dual. There is the life of this world and the life of the hereafter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards man for his deeds in this world and in the hereafter. We are rewarded, and to believe that you are rewarded will affect your behavior. Also, in life, there is a struggle between good and evil, and man strives in his life to establish and spread goodness and repel evil and Satan or Shaitan. What is in the universe is subservient to man. مسخر للإنسان. Man is left behind on the earth for its construction. Man is left behind on the earth for its construction. لعمارة الأرض واستعمركم فيها. So that to construct this dunya is or this earth is one of our duty. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us to do. Also, life is hard. Don't think life is something easy. No, it is hard. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, خلق الإنسان في كبد. كبد أي hardship or something not easy. So don't think that life is something easy without problem, without obstacles, no. Also, life is based on balance and integration. توازن. Life is a test for people. Life is a test for people. الحياة هي اختبار للحياة الأخرى القادمة. هذه بعض المسلمات التي ظهرت لي من القرآن ومن السنة from Quran and from Sunnah and from scholars who discuss these matters. وأعتذر للغتي. I apologize for my broken English. It's not very well because it is very seldom for me to practice it. And جزاكم الله خير. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for coming and listening. وإن I hope all the materials, either in Arabic or English, will be available, inshallah, after editing and adding what is missing. جزاكم الله خير وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh, for this wonderful and very beneficial course. We really appreciate you taking your time and sharing all the very beneficial knowledge that you have. It is our last session, and for this last session, of course, I will ask our moderators if there is questions from our participants. I do have 2 questions my side, so that will be a great occasion for participants to also engage with Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh. So Sister Ruqayya, if you have any questions, let me know, but I will also share some questions that I received. No, okay. So let me ask the questions that I received on my end. So Dr. Abdullah, from slide 3, someone asked, do our Muslim society have less negative features than Western society, and why?
Slide 3, perhaps the most prominent negative features of Western society are the dominance of individual philosophy over society. What is the question?
The question is, do our Muslim society have less negative features than Western society, and why?
The effects of religion is still in the Muslim society. Even Islam is weak in our hearts. Even the political system neglected Islamic Sharia, but still Islam is there. People go and pray. People customs are affected by Islam. People habits are affected by Islam. People believe that they are rewarded in this life and the hereafter. People practice Quran, practice reciting Quran, practice Siyam, Ramadan, practice Ibadat, practice Salah. This has a great effect on our life. Of course, we have our weaknesses. We have, because the capitalism invaded our societies and affected us. So we are affected by Western society. But if you look at it at the degree, the effects of our society is much less than the effects of Western society. Look at an individual in Muslim country. He will go his relatives. He will ask help. Even his relatives will come to him and help him. But in Western society, it is very seldom to find someone who go to his relatives and if he goes to his relatives, he will go to his mother or father. But in Muslim society, the case is different.
All right. Jazakallah khair so much for your answer, Dr. Abdullah. Another question from slide 12.
Yes.
Yes. So what does doctor mean by life is based on balance and integration?
Let me see, probably the let me see, probably can you read the first line of the slide? Number 12 here, I have in my computer, reduce competition, reduce competition, and Islam is called for the reduction of all types, probably competition and anyway, life is based on balance and on cooperation. called in Quran تسخير, harness. I am in your need and you are in my need. You need me and I need you. You may work for me and give money for that, and I may work so that there is mutual benefits among people. They have to cooperate and consider this. No one will come at a stage that he doesn't need anybody. This is something unusual. All of us, we need each other, and we have to consider this need, and we have to take care of it. Don't destroy the relationship between you and others. We have to consider it.
Okay, Jazakallah khair so much for this wonderful explanation. If there's any other questions from our participants, let us know, inshallah. We are mindful of your time, but let us know. Let me check. Someone, yes, from Faiza Adawi, someone was asking Dr. Abdullah how to purchase the Arabic book written by you.
It is with a publisher in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and I don't know if they have a site in the internet, or they can buy it online. Really, I don't have any. I don't have any information on this. Now I am trying to re-edit my book and publish it, inshallah, very soon.
Inshallah, inshallah. I mean, so yes, I think we will try to look for it online and send it to our participants here, where we can purchase the Arabic book. But Jazakallah khair to everyone. We have come to the end of this course. Barakallahu fikum to our moderators and team of ISIP who has made this possible. And our deepest apologies to all participants for the previous difficulties that we have had. We really apologize about this. And again, if if you go to the chat, we have our WhatsApp groups, and for ISIP, you can join there, and we will update you about all articles and posts, inshallah. And also for this last session, this will also be uploaded on YouTube, right? So you will have all the recordings there. Do subscribe, inshallah. Jazakallah khair to Dr. Abdullah AlSabeeh. At this point, Dr. Abdullah would ask you to kindly read for us Surah Al-Asr and make a dua for us, and we will end there, inshallah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. اللهم إنا نسألك أن توفقنا وأن تأخذ بأيدينا إلى الحق وأن تملأ قلوبنا بحبه وحب نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وحب شريعتك. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair, and assalamu alaikum to all participants.
Thank you for all of you.